Alright, so we just got a new teaser for The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, and it's actually a sneak peek teaser, and it's pretty short, like how the other teasers were, but they actually did show a few new scenes. So yeah, let's talk about it today. I'll just be breaking it down, just doing some more theories and speculation, and just my thoughts about this teaser. So yeah, stay tuned. And now, before we actually get into the video, I'd like to ask you all to like, share, and subscribe. And again, thank you guys so much for the growth. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I have a gaming channel, Culture Cove Gaming, and I'm actually currently doing a playthrough on The Walking Dead Destinies, and currently part 3 is out. I've been working on part 4, and also I've been working on the shorter versions for part 2 and 3 for this channel. So yeah, just go on Culture Cove Gaming for the full length gameplays of The Walking Dead Destinies, and I'll try my best to get part 2 and part 3's highlights out as soon as possible. And now, without further ado, let's get right into the video. But yeah, this whole teaser is just basically Andrew Lincoln and Denai Guerrera actually just talking about the show, right? How much love they put behind it and what this means to them. So yeah, it's not really a full-on trailer, but it's more like a behind-the-scenes type thing, but they did show some very, very interesting things. Now, of course, they did show some scenes like we did see before, such as this scene right here, where Rick is actually looking at that phone where it has the sketch of Michonne on it. But, it's more of a clear view of it, right? We could see Rick's face. And it looks like that this is Rick from season 9, right? The hair looks a little shorter, the beard looks a little medium length. So this could very well be like a flashback scene of Rick actually making this sketch for Michonne, and just putting it on the boat. Or he could be in the CRM at this moment, right? Right after he was taken, he still has the hair. This is probably a week or two later, right? And he just makes the sketch of Michonne, and he's trying to get his message across, and then he's not able to put her on the boat until that final moment in season 11. And now we get the scene of Michonne right here. She's crying and she's holding I think Rick's bag. And I can't make heads or tails of when does this scene take place, but there is a scene after, in the trailer, later on in this teaser, that could actually pinpoint where this is. And my assumption is that this is right after season 9. You can see the hairstyle, it looks like season 10 Michonne, right? I'm sorry, I said season 9 before. This is season 10 Michonne, right? This is probably right after she finds the group, right? That new group, King Botch's group, or King Box, I don't know how to say his name, but this looks like that this is around that moment in season 10, probably a little bit after. And she's just talking about Rick, right? And or this is just her telling them his story. And then we get the scene right here. Of course, we did see this before in the last teaser, but it looks a little bit more clear now for some reason. And yeah, Rick's other hand, it looks like it's gone. As much as I don't want it, as much as I don't want Rick to actually lose his hand like the comics, it very well does look like that they're going in that direction. And again, later on in this teaser, all signs point towards Rick actually losing his hand. And then we get this new shot right here of Rick actually sleeping, right? And again, his hair looks longer, right? This is probably around present day, maybe around the ending of season 11, probably a little bit after that, because his beard looks trimmed, right? It looks like his look here looks like it was around the time where he's actually fighting those walkers in the woods in the red light. And it looks like that this is a nice room in the CRM, so probably Rick actually did end up complying with the CRM, right? He ended up being a soldier of the CRM and working with them, and they probably ended up giving him a nice room, kind of like how Negan did with Dwight and Eugene. Or this could be some sort of prison, right? But just with a nice bed and just nicer living conditions. We don't know, but this is just a shot right here of Rick sleeping, so you can't really make much assumptions out of it. And then we get this shot right here of a CRM helicopter actually going over some sort of, I think this is a dock of some sorts, where they do import-export, right? Kind of like how they did in the Daryl show. I'm not too sure because it's a little dark here, but it does look like this is some sort of factory or something like that. But that is a CRM helicopter. And this kind of does remind me of, that teaser we got for the Rick movie. This was supposed to be a Rick Grimes movie, but then they changed it to a show. And the teaser of that looked a lot like this scene right here. Now, this could be a flashback scene. Again, you know, this could be a flashback scene of the CRM actually making it to Philadelphia, right, with Rick on board. And yeah, you know, this could be the scene where they actually explain how did Rick actually come into the CRM, how did they revive him, like not really revive him, but you know, they actually, like, you know, took care of him, right? You know, how they gave him the medical attention and stuff like that. Jadis is probably on the helicopter as well. This is probably, like, you know, a flashback sequence to season 9. And then we get this scene right here of a crashed boat, right? It does say Safe Harbor, and this is not the same boat from Virgil's Island, right? You know, the boat that Rick actually threw, like, his bag on. This is a different kind of boat. This is like a ferry of some sorts, right? So yeah, it looks like that Michonne is probably going to find a new group here, right? Because this looks like a community of some sorts, and they could very well help her get to the CRM, right? This could be CRM related, right? You know, the CRM could have some sort of connection to this boat, but you know, by the looks of it, it looks like that this is an entirely new community who is just trying to survive in this boat right here. And then we get this shot right here of like a couple of CRM soldiers and workers, including Rick in the middle. You know, they're about to start their mission of killing the walkers, and we did see this scene so many times, right? A lot of behind the scenes footage of this scene, and also just, like, you know, just a lot of, like, you know, Rick Grimes being Rick Grimes in this moment right here. So I believe that this particular moment is going to be the highlight of the show because they're showing it so much in the teasers. And now we get this totally brand new character, right? We get a new shot of this brand new character right here, and it looks like that he's a soldier, right? And the interesting thing right here is that they don't look like CRM soldiers, right? You know, this is not CRM attire, because you see on the left right there, the soldier on the left, the helmet on top, it doesn't look like a CRM symbol. I don't know if it's just the quality that's bad. That could very well be a CRM soldier, or this could be a rival, like, you know, community, right? You know, like that is actually rivaling the CRM for power. And like, again, like, you know, you can see on the helmets there's like a red outline, and you know, you see CRM soldiers, it's all black and with the white symbol. So again, you know, this could very well be like a brand new group we're seeing that are actually a real threat to the CRM. And then we actually get an extension of a scene we've saw a couple of times before, and that's Rick actually, you know, stabbing a walker through some sort of window. Now, the interesting thing here is that Rick is using one hand, and he's using his other arm to actually, like, you know, support the spear. And again, this looks like that Rick actually did end up cutting off his arm, right? Because, like, why wouldn't he be using two hands to actually use the spear? He's using the like, you know, the arm for support and the other hand to actually stab. So, you know, but like, you know, the next scene we actually do see, it actually does point towards that direction. And now we actually do get this shot right here, like, of Rick actually killing the walker, right? That's an extension of the scene. And again, you know, he's holding it with the arm, right? He's using the arm as a support to actually look at the spear, and he's holding the spear itself with the other hand, right? So again, like, you know, it's pointing towards that Rick actually did end up cutting off his hand. And you know, I don't know what to feel about that. I mean, they could make it work, but yeah, it's really pointing towards that direction. And now we get this other shot of Rick actually about to start the mission from, you know, the scene where, like, you know, he's killing the burning walker and stuff like that, and, you know, just the whole highlight of the teasers that we've been seeing. And it looks like that Rick is about to start this mission is because he's looking perfectly fine, perfectly normal, no blood on his face. So, you know, this could be moments before, and, you know, Rick is just kind of feeling a little scared. I don't know, why would he be feeling scared, right? These could be variant walkers that he's going up against, and, you know, he's just a little nervous because of it, or this is probably moments after he actually ended up cutting off his hand. Who knows? And now I know that this shot is not all that clear, but we do get this scene right here of Michonne actually wearing a white, like, you know, suit, right? Like a white coat of some sorts. And she's walking through a hallway. Now, this could be inside that boat that says Safe Harbor, or she found a way into the CRM. She probably disguised herself as a doctor, and she's looking for Rick's room. And again, like, you know, that scene before where Rick is actually sleeping, he has his eyes closed, and then he opens his eyes. This could be that very scene right here, right? Now, that could be where Rick actually did end up cutting off his hand. You know, he's in the medical, like, emergency, like the medical room, right? And then Michonne actually does sneak in and she meets Rick. This could be the scene where they do reunite. And now we get this shot right here of King Bach or King Bach, right? You know, this is the same character from season 10 in Michonne's last episode. And, you know, this is confirmation that, you know, he's going to be in the show. And Michonne does end up sticking around with that group in season 10. And now, like, this is the exact scene where Michonne is actually crying and she's holding Rick's stuff, right? You know, this does look like that same scene, right? You know, the fireplace and all that. So, yeah, you know, that moment right there is the same exact scene. And now the most exciting part of this teaser is that we finally get our first look at Major General Beale, and wow, he looks amazing. He looks very menacing, right? Like a big bad guy type of vibe right there. He's holding a sword, right? You know, that looks like a medieval sword of some sort, or, you know, just some sort of a historical sword. And yeah, he does look like a villain, right? He does look like the big bad, right? You know, he has that hat on, and yeah, just our first look at Major General Beale looks amazing because he's been teased for so long in World Beyond as well. And you know, just finally getting our first look at him is just amazing. And then we actually do get this shot right here of CRM soldiers running away, and it looks like that a massive helicopter crash did happen, and it looks like that something terribly wrong has happened. And you know, this could be that rival community that I did mention before, and again, we don't know if that's a rival community. Those could be CRM soldiers, right? Those could be, like, you know, the first design of the CRM soldiers, right? They're in the early days of the apocalypse. But you know, if my theory does come true of a rival community that actually does rival the CRM and are as big a scale as them, this could be the work of them. And you know, they could have shot down this helicopter, and you know, some soldiers might have survived, and then, you know, the walkers are just coming for them. And yeah, you know, that's it for today's video. I would like to ask you all to like, share, and subscribe. And again, thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you guys so much for the growth. I really appreciate it. And again, like, you know, I do have a second channel, Culture Cove Gaming, and I'm currently doing a playthrough on The Walking Dead Destinies. So if that's something that interests you, please go to that channel and subscribe. The link will be in the description below, and I'll be linking, you know, like the videos from that channel in the end of this video. So yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much for watching.